It's actually really cold right now, even though it looks really sunny. It feels like winter's already arrived. I just finished doing that talk with the other drone enthusiasts and professionals. I'll talk a bit about it a little later. Seems like the news that was dominating my feeds today when I woke up was that Weinstein incident with all those rape allegations. I guess the biggest thing that sticks out in my mind is how many incidents there were, and apparently this is like quote known thing, but people were too afraid to speak their minds just because the power of the executive and money plays. That reminds me again why it's important to talk about issues and stuff. Like for the drones, I don't run a commercial business, but I can see how a lot of people who are invested in that way, they're afraid to speak their mind. So hopefully a person like myself that puts it out there helps. For people in Canada, apparently Sears is going to officially close out every single store. You know, it was already happening like during this time, like a few stores were closing, but this is making it official. Everything is being liquidated eventually. I'm actually surprised how long that company has stayed afloat during all this time. Even for me, when I walk into a Sears, I don't know, to me it's not the first thing that comes to my mind when I need to buy stuff. So I'm surprised they actually lasted this long. For some new drone products, I was reading this one, the Yamaha to launch the YMR-01 multi-rotor drone. I think this one's meant more for agriculture and they look really huge as expected. Not something that I would fly personally, but I can see how it'd be good for industrial purposes. I was thinking too, looking at this drone, like this one actually looks like a helicopter. Do people actually prefer their drones to look like a quote drone, if that makes sense, like a quadcopter type of look, or do they prefer to have it look like an actual helicopter? But for another drone product, I couldn't believe this was real. Multi-function cleaning paste beauty cream for RC model DJI Phantom Pro or Mavic Spark. Really? A beauty cream for your drone? There's even a review here, which I don't think is real, okay? When the person says, great product, clean my drones and gadgets flawlessly. Again, I don't think it's real, but still, like, is this just a gimmick to call it a beauty cream? I would imagine that would not make it appealing to actually buy. Could you just call it like something else? Now, I was watching that video you guys showed me because yesterday I talked about how that company made a drone like to look like a cloud to fly over people's heads, and this one looked like someone was using it as a Halloween costume to make it like a ghost. You know, these type of things I'd love to do, but technically that is illegal, correct? Because there's an attachment on your drone. To me, that's silly. Again, I wouldn't mind doing stuff like that for fun. With that in mind, this story kind of caught my attention the most today. It says, talking drone tries to lure kids from playground, school says. I was like, really? Talking drone? Now, apparently what happened was in this playground, people were noticing that I guess a drone has been flying up in the air above the kids. And they're claiming this drone has been trying to lure kids away. Kind of like a stranger offering you candy, like saying, hey, come here. And so there's been an advisory about this. And you can hear this principal talking about it. Again, I'm just thinking, a talking drone, really? I mean, you can see the video here. To me, it's like, I just question the legitimacy of this.
They shared with me that this drone had some type of voice capability, that it was actually communicating with the kids that were up here playing. So it was talking to them.
Lee Wilfong says several witnesses have claimed the voices even tried to get kids off the playground.
Absolute panic, for one. Just want to make sure, even though I'm not here, you know, in the evenings and on the weekends, but they're still my students. So I wanted to make sure that they're okay.
Now, the school says this is also a community park where kids that don't go to school here still come up to use the playground. So they're warning neighborhood parents that if their kids come up here to play, make sure they bring an adult.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Parents in the neighborhood were alarmed to hear the news.
It's scary. I mean, I have a daughter, you know, and having some weirdo, you know, flying something around.
Eyes on the prize. Anytime we go outside on field trips, that's what we do. So we're used to watching our kids. We're not used to watching the skies, and it's alarming that that is how we're going to have to retrain and now consider, look up when you're outside with kids.
Not to say it shouldn't be taken seriously, but even since they shared with me that this drone has some type of voice capability and that they were communicating with the kids that were up here playing. I'm just trying to think how loud that drone is. For me personally, I've never seen a consumer recreational drone with voice capability, considering how loud it is when you fly near people. And just hearing the interviews like saying now we have to re-educate people that we have to worry about what's in the sky because what it can potentially happen like this. I don't know, to me it just seems like a little bit of an over-exaggeration. Don't take it seriously, obviously, but I don't know, just the way it just doesn't sound real to me personally. It sounds like it's a little bit fictional. And at the same time, don't kids nowadays, all of them have phones? Can't you just record it so you can actually see it? random. What do you guys think of that? Fake news or something legitimate that someone would actually go through that time to do something like that? I know for me as a regular person, if I didn't fly a drone, I'd probably think it's perfectly feasible. But since I do and I'm looking at consumer drones, I don't see how they can do it in a reasonable way. Oh, long time these guys here. How come they all seem more shiny than usual? And for the drone regulation thoughts of what if somebody walks into my space area, for example, in terms of flying the drone, does that technically mean, hey, I'm still in the wrong? I guess technically yes, and I guess my only real defense against that is to document the whole situation. Otherwise, it'll make me think of that video where that lady stole the person's drone that had the GoPro running and she had no idea, and she was making up all these things about how the drone almost hit her and all that. So again, that's my only defense against it. But so far I haven't met any nut jobs or anything like that. Again, my interaction with people with the drones has been positive overall. And for the drone test, I think I'm going to try shooting in the D-Cinelike mode again. I've been shooting in the D-Log for a while, ever since that one time. I'm starting to think maybe it's better for the D-Cinelike. Let's do a test. I think I caught a rainbow up there. I wasn't quite sure. I was like, is this just an illusion because of the filters or the color modes? But I'll check it in the editing. You guys would have saw it by now. That's kind of cool if it was. Too bad I couldn't get a full one though, because if it was, then it seemed like the clouds were blocking it a bit. And just for the test for the filters, I used a 16PL at first because I thought the sky was too bright. In some ways it does seem too bright, but it makes the water look like it's pitch black. So I changed it to an 8PL after, and then afterwards you can kind of see the blue. Like that's kind of the thing I was always thinking about even the other day when I was filming up in the mountains. I was like, I think the water looks a little too dark, but then the sky looks too bright. It's like, gotta pick whichever shot you want, I guess. Maybe I'll try again next time with the water there because the weather's getting colder. And for that drone talk today, I jumped into that Drones and Sundry talk they have. Apparently they have it every Tuesday. And I talked a bit about the Canadian regulations. I was basically surrounded by a bunch of knowledgeable people. People like XJet, for example. I was like, oh, am I out of place here? Hey, apparently he's real. He's not just an avatar on YouTube. I'll link it for you guys too so you can check it out. They said the next time if I want to go on there again, I'll have to grow a beard. Oh really? But hopefully that spreads the message about the regulations that are coming here in Canada, and hopefully more people voice their opinions and participate in it. Hopefully I did my best as a recreational flyer. Anyways, see you guys later.